This is the one-day reading for the S&P 500 Spider ETF SPY for the day of March 5th, 2024. It's currently January 18th, 2024, 2:28 p.m. Eastern Time. SPY at the time of this reading is currently $475.57. That's USD. And the shuffle video that we're about to play for you for the 5th was created on January 8th, 2024 at 6:45 p.m. Eastern Time. That's this video here in the corner. The overall theme and behavior for SPY on the 5th, there's an important range on a multi-day scale that's highlighted here. Usually what you see with this range is that you're bound by it. Sometimes the range is broken and it's highlighted in that way, but in the case of this daily reading, it does appear to me that we're bound by the upper end of a range. It's also interesting to point out here, we have this rune here, which in this position indicates a move from out of a decline from the bottom of a range all the way to the top of a range where it meets a resistance. That's what this rune indicates. And we saw it actually yesterday, and then it's almost as though we saw a different one there the prior day. Like this is where we established that resistance, and then we saw it here, and then probably see it again here, and then it disappears the following day. That's very, very interesting to me. So my sense is that we have this prominent move on a one-day chart to the upside to reach the high and then meet resistance there, followed by a full retracement of that move back down. Behavior around the low, we have the truce card, indicating that we kind of flatten out near the low and or it's an important price level on a multi-day scale there. I wonder if it's the same price level as the truce card from the 29th. There's a good likelihood that it's the same price level as the truce card from the 29th, which is also an important price level in February, right? On the 29th in February, it's a cross-rating congruency taking place. So it's probably the same price level there that we're revisiting. Often that's the case near the low, which would indicate that we go higher than the last day of February. We go higher over the first couple of days or few days of January based on that. I'm advised to trade around a decline that'll really stand out probably on a multi-day scale, but it's somehow nullified, indicating that there's chart behavior that makes that decline kind of irrelevant. And then as far as the VIX, it's going to be going like up and down, back and forth throughout the day. Before we go any further though, I want to make sure everybody's aware. The whole purpose of the channel is to transmute some of the competitive energy of the stock market into goodwill. We do that by following the rule of karma for the channel. You go to the resources tab of our website, Tarot for Traders, and 5% of the profits from every profitable trade utilizing this information should be donated forward to one of these charities, or pick a charity of your choosing as long as you're paying 5% forward, and then 5% should be sent back to the channel through one of these links. If you're international, you can use Wise or you can use YouTube tips. And that leaves you at 90%. Make sure to spend that 90% out of love. As long as you follow those rules, you follow the rule of karma for the channel, the universe considers you an angel investor. It's going to send it back to you tenfold for following through. Blessings to all my angel investors. Let's get back into it. All right, so in the pre-market, we have this U-shaped dip. We most likely open higher. And in the pre-market, there's this U-shaped dip. We have some sort of cautious chart. We should be cautious around the chart behavior around the open. There's some sort of tricky behavior going on there. A lot of price change should be covered between an important support level on a multi-day scale in the first half hour and a peak closer to 10 o'clock. Likely some sideways rotation in there around that peak. And it'll be an important price level. There's that science card. It'll be an important price level that's highlighted between like 10, a little bit before 10 o'clock. And then most likely we see it again as a second high around noontime. It's an important price level on like a 1 month scale. And then sideways rotation between roughly, yeah, so we probably see a low there around that ace of discs. We probably, in the open, we probably see a low there because we have like this flat behavior in the morning. So we go from a low probably to a high. No, there's no low there. It's maybe a trough, but I don't think it's a low. Anyhow, there's a high there at 10 o'clock. There's a high there at noontime, which forms after a period of sideways rotation along key support that ends with a fast sudden move higher. That high will be like overbought territory. It probably be at the same resistance as the high of yesterday. And we decline from that pretty notably through multiple supports into a very significant trough. We decline off of that peak around noontime into a very significant trough somewhere between 1 and 3 o'clock. Out of that trough, there's a notable move to the upside in the last hour. All right, so that trough offers opportunity. You could probably open up a short position at this, like a partial short at the peak here a little bit before 10 o'clock at that key technical price level. Add to that short if we see it again here around noontime. Close the short for a day trade in the midst of a day's low here between roughly 2 and 3, maybe a little earlier, but somewhere between 1 and 3. Out of that low, there should be a big move, probably back to a peak or a high. It looks like we probably got a low the following day. But there's a cross-reading congruency here for a March low, so there's probably a lowest low thus far here on March 5th. You could open up a long position in the midst of that trough. I'd do it before 3 o'clock, and it would be near like a key range on a multi-day scale, probably near the lows, right, for the day, right? Probably that same price level as a truce card, and then I could close that long position probably at the end of the day or before the end of the day for a day trade. I would not open that long position if I'm not looking to do a day trade because I think we probably open lower the following day. Actually, it looks like we open higher on the 6th. Yeah, so I'd want to, if we're at lows, okay, so here, if we're at lows at the end of the day, like if we're revisiting lows, I would open up a long position there. If we're near highs at the end of the day, I would want to close my long position. But there's like some pretty back and forth wild stuff going on here between highs and 2 lows, and possibly 2 highs there in like the last 2 hours of trading. And that's SPY for March 5th, 2024. Let me know what you think by hitting that like button. Please subscribe if you haven't done so. It really helps out the channel. Most importantly, make sure to follow that rule of karma. We're counting on you angel investors, you blessed souls, to follow through on that. So much appreciation goes out to you and blessings to all my angel investors. I'll see you guys on the next one. And guys, if you want to get this information sooner, check out early access on our website. You get that here. If you want to get early access to all this information, it comes out roughly like a month ahead of where it comes out on the public on public YouTube, allowing for extra planning ability. It's really the only kind of analysis that you can do planning ahead with. But with that said, you can do that so here at our service. services, SO Meta posts, early access to a post. Click here to subscribe. Guys, we're running roughly a 98% average accuracy day after day after day, predicting the chart behavior by the hour with highs and lows throughout the day. We've been doing it for years. Just scroll back. 98% average accuracy. $29 a month, $249 for the year gets you access to all of our public posts on YouTube way ahead of when they come out on YouTube, allowing you to plan ahead. So thank you to everybody that goes ahead and does that. Great way to support the channel. Much appreciation and blessings to all my supporters.